Hello everyone and welcome. Today is a special day because last night there was a patch on the World of Warcraft beta. And if some of you don't know, it brought us, finally brought us our pet battles. We've all been waiting for quite some time and now we get the chance to check it out. Now I will let you know that pet battles are still a little buggy. I've had some problems, I've gotten disconnected, I've gotten some weird bugs that are in this video. A lot of the time I spend actually looking for things to train on in the wild here. I'm kind of playing with my sound settings to kind of get you a good sound because I didn't record while I was playing today. So here you go, I'm going to buy the pet training. It's actually 80 gold currently. I don't know if that price is going to be final. I don't know if it's going to change, but it may change in later times. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is not my pets. I'm like, oh, there we go. Now it took me a minute to figure out why it was like the overlay was kind of stuck there. And all I really did was just clear out my window. I'm flying. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. This is so awesome. Can't wait to go out there and start training my pets. And I'm like, okay, I can't click anything, so what the heck? Alright, maybe I'll just close out the window and open it again, and that end up working. And then there we go, it already put a predetermined pet in there. You can change it, you can swap them out. They all have skills. Last build, they didn't all have skills. It was kind of just some of them had skills. At least the ones that I have all have skills. And I'm sure that took them quite a while to create all those skills. One awesome feature is what I'll get to later, and you'll absolutely love it because I think it's great. And I'm pretty sure if you're following this, you know quite a bit about the pet battle system already, or know somewhat about it, and have read and know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it until we get to it. But so I put my first pet here as Grunty, and I spend a little time here trying to figure out what exactly I'm doing. I'm thinking, okay, mind you, I didn't do a lot of reading on this. I know it was happening, I know it was coming to the beta, and I know we were going to have it at launch, but I wasn't sure exactly what we were going to do with it. I thought it was a cool feature. I didn't really read up too much on it because I guess it just didn't pop out to me at the time. But after trying it, it's really pretty cool. So first thing, I'm going around here and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to find me one of those little level 1 critter squirrels, and maybe if I target it and click the skill, it's going to attack it. And then I find this little fawn here and I'm like, okay, go attack, go kill it. And then I'm like, what's attacking me? And there's some lady. It appears to me that the aggro radius with this patch is ginormous for like that level. I could be mistaken, but it was really early in the morning when I recorded this and I was extremely tired, but I really wanted to get this done and I really wanted to enjoy this. So I'm like, okay, so I ended up killing it because I totally forgot exorcism is instant. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to look like an idiot in my video this whole time, trying to figure out what exactly I'm doing. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go and scroll fast forward so that you don't see me looking around for the next 20 minutes trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. So when we come back, we'll start explaining some of the pet features and battle system. Alright, so taking a look here, I'm just taking a look at my pet information here, and I come across this little green paw on the map, and I'm like, hey, what's that? This is different. You can right click on the little creature, and I jump off, and it puts me in this little battle thing. Now, it's supposed to play music, and I get the music in the video. In some battles it just works, some battles it does not work, so that's still a little bugged. Right now I only have one attack for Mr. Grunty here, and it's just a simple shot. It says not yet implemented, so I'm guessing that he gets his own special shooting effect. And on the left side here, you can see the battle combat log, what's happening to Grunty and what's happening to the fawn. And oh no, look, I killed the fawn, but Grunty leveled up and I won. So I do a little cheer and Grunty is now level 2. Now I will also note that I only killed one kind of creature, and it says I killed every single creature. So the achievements are a little screwy right now. And what I was doing here is I didn't hear the battle music, and I knew there was battle music, so I was looking in my options to see if there was some sort of mix-up, because when you look at the screen, the main screen, when you press escape, there's like a, see, look at that, it's a little different. It says system, you know, there's a little just like extra room for them to put something. I don't know if this is coming in, something weird's coming in or whatever. So I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I did my first battle. It seems a little lackluster because there was no music, but it was pretty cool. Now I was flying around a little bit for a while without direction. I'm like, hey, what if I go back here? And look, I did start a quest. It says go out, and that's really what showed me what I was supposed to do, because I remember this trainer. And this is, I believe this is the trainer I actually trained from. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I trained from the one in Stormwind. And I'm just trying to read the quest, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. This one tells me to come over here and get my, I was about to say Pokemon, get my pets healed.
Hello.
It would have been even funnier if they made it look like somebody from that series who heals your little pocket monsters. However, that is not the case. So we have to go to a stable master to get our pets healed. So I got this quest here, and I'm gonna go out and do it. I'm just kind of following the guidelines that it's giving me. It's kind of teaching me what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go, and how I'm supposed to do these battles here. And I'm like, oh, well, let's go do a little bit of training. This one involves slaughtering 3 critters or pets. So here's the music. It's one of the musics. I'll be quite honest with you, it sounds something out of RuneScape. Look at that guy back there. What's really cool is when you're in a pet battle, they can't see you, which is a little upsetting, I suppose, but it would probably be a little difficult to incorporate that into the game where everyone can see you. But you can see everyone else. So if, for instance, if you're dueling in the front of Stormwind, which you'll see later, which does happen, that you can see everyone dueling around you. It feels a little more real. So I just beat this little fawn here, and that's it. So I'm gonna go and fly and try and find some more here. All I gotta do is just win 3 battles. Not too hard. Now there are different types of battle music, and I think this one is different. I killed his mother and then I... Alright, so I'm going to start attacking this guy here. And notice that my character is actually facing backwards. Now I learned a little interesting tidbit about this, but I'll share that with you later when I do it, because it's a little comical. And I hope they keep it in the game, because I'd hate to be stuck like that. And you'll see what I'm talking about in the future here. So I won. It's fairly easy. It shows the little experience I get for completing the battle. And I think I need to find one more to complete my quest. And this one is a squirrel, but no combat music. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're going to go to the first real NPC slash player battle. The first battle that I actually have against another quote-unquote person is actually an NPC. And we're going to go show you that here in just a second when we come back to the video. Alright, so taking a look here, I've got a quest that leads me over this way. And we're going to go battle our first NPC. Just to note that during the cut of the video here, I gained one more additional pet slot. You can have 3 pet slots, and I gained an additional one by leveling up. You get all 3 fairly quickly.
Need help?
So we're gonna start this up here. Cross your fingers, battle music.
Safe travels.
Here we go, battle music. So you can see me and 2 of my battle pets. Awesome. You can see her battle pets too. She's got 2 snakes. They seem to outlevel me just a little bit. So I'm trying to choose what attack I want to do here. And if you now notice, that 4th button on my action bar is now lit up. It allows me to switch in between my battle pets during combat at any point in time. So I'm fighting a type of pet that is weak or strong against my attacks. So when I use, don't ask me how a beast is strong against a gunshot. I don't know, but they are definitely weak to my attacks. However, I'm just ripping. Grunty is awesome. I do believe Grunty dies in here, so I did really want to show what it's like when a pet dies. This snake is significantly stronger and probably has more abilities, which it definitely does. And up at the top there under your pet health bar shows the debuffs that you get from other people or other pets. Now check this out. I was like, well, I wonder if I can chat, and I was like, yeah, that is cool. I like to being able to. It would have been kind of crappy if they kind of just didn't let me type or didn't let me do anything, because I didn't want to be just sitting there unable to do anything. And it takes me a little bit to realize, but we can actually move this camera view around and choose the direction of the camera and which way we want to look. And I don't think I do it in this one, but I think soon down the road I'll actually start pivoting the camera to different views and things like that. So there, Grunty's about to die here. And oh, Grunty, my poor Grunty, I cry, and sent out my searing elemental. Oh, she hit me for a blazing 62, and bam, I come back with a 51 and finish him off. Difficulty bonus, that was interesting. I think you get see, look at that, he jumped from 1 to 5 in just that one battle. Winning battles gives you a lot of experience, and I did not have room for that bag. So I was like, oh, okay, what can I delete? This is beta, so I'll just delete random stuff. So I delete 2 slots. I have no space on my paladin whatsoever. Most of my characters are like that anyways. So I accept this quest and I'm like, okay, so where did the quest reward I get go? It took me a while to figure it out, but I later find it and I was like, okay, cool. So it gives you these little pet supplies, and they're little fun things that, you know, it shows you later. Some of them, at least the one that I got was bugged. And so Grunty's pretty much incapacitated right now. Although I did get one extra pet slot, I'm gonna find me a good pet here, and I was gonna like, oh, I was gonna add the abyssal, you know, the little seahorse guy, but I was like, nah, never mind. I'll just do legs, because everyone, I did do him. I was gonna do legs, but I did do the netherite. I wanted something that not every single person had, because I get a lot of people asking me where I get the netherite fry. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward a little bit here, and I'm just going to heal my little battle pets, and we're gonna go off on another quick quest in just a second. Alright, fast forwarding a little bit here, we come to,
well met.
I got a quest to defeat battle pet trainer, Old MacDonald over here. I'm trying to figure out, where is he? The quest thing was a little bugged. I don't know if it was just bugged or the fact that I was still, if you can see on the top screen, I'm still loading the game. I really wanted to get in and try this because I saw it and I was like, yes, this is going to be great. So here I found him. I was like, oh, well, let's fight. You can't take me. Come on, let's do this. And look, I was like, hey, what's up with this view? Is it like awesome? I think so. Now I have a couple more things unlocked here for my little Syrian guy who I named. Actually, you can rename them. I don't think I renamed him yet. I renamed him Embers because I couldn't think of anything else. I was gonna name him Charmander, but that would be a little copyright infringing, so I just named him Embers. I took him out pretty quick. Now check this out. I can choose to keep, because the game's saying, hey, your guy's gonna be weak against this next dude that he's bringing out. I think that's the way it was. That's the way it works, but that's what I understand, because it doesn't always ask you to change. Maybe it does with the NPC battles. I totally forget. But it gives you the option to change during combat, so that was pretty cool. I pretty much annihilated his chicken. So Farmer Old MacDonald, his rat pretty much rips through my guy, I think. But he keeps missing, and I like the whole conflag thing. It shows on the top right there that it's gonna be active for 4 turns. Conflag works for 2 turns, so it's nice. And he pretty much got destroyed. And I leveled up, and I got a little pet backpack thing. So my little Searing Ember guy is now 7. I click accept for the next quest and accept that quest. I'm going to my bags here in a second, whenever that happens, and I check this little bag, I right click it, and I get this. Isn't that cool? Makes my pet all shiny. So I was like, okay, let's bring him out. Now we'll have you know that if your pet dies, or you see, look at Grunty. Hey Grunty. I was like, wait a minute, that's not Grunty. So I go up here, and I think I'm trying to find Grunty here. Just to show you that you cannot summon your pet if they are incapacitated. You cannot bring them out, which is, I like the sense of realism that, you know, he's fainted, quote unquote fainted, or whatever, and you can't summon him. So, you know, I don't know, it's just a nice little tiny feature that I think they should keep in, because, you know, it's, see, look at that, I just used it on the Searing guy, and I noticed that in the inventory, I don't know if we keep it or if it just disappears, but it's definitely not re-clickable. I don't know if it's going to be there when I relog. I actually took this all in one take and didn't relog during any of this. Actually, I did kind of relog. I got kicked, and I got kicked because I queued up for a pet battle against another player. And that's going to be in this video just a little bit later. It's a little bit of interesting information that I think is pretty cool. So I'm flying back here, going to turn in this quest. Pet battles are pretty straightforward. As long as you figure out, follow the quests, it's not too hard to figure out where you need to go and what you need to do to get started. So at this point, I believe this is the spot where I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go heal up my dudes, and I'm gonna head over to someplace a little stronger. And because I want to see, okay, well, what kind of pets are there, and what can I actually do? Actually, no, that was later. This one, I believe, is how to catch a wild battle pet, or critter, or creature, or whatever you want to name it. So we'll just refer to it as battle pets so we don't get all confused here. So how to catch a wild battle pet. I'm looking at in my inventory and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for a trap, and that didn't come up. So I'm like, well, maybe, and it didn't really click until later that it's in the battle UI. You'll see it. So I'm going to try and find a little pet guy here to fight. Sometimes they're a little more tricky to find than you'd like, but then again, there's a lot of people out right now doing this, even though it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. There were still tons and tons of people out doing this, so it was a little more harder. So here we go. I found a little guy. It's a little fawn. So hello, fawn. You look pretty cool. I'm going to catch you for my quest completion here. Now, if you notice on the 5th little icon, there is a capture icon. They have to be under 35%, and you can use it to catch them, which is absolutely amazing to me. Now you can get pets just by simply catching them in the wild, and some of these pets are pets that you may not have been able to get before. So these achievements are definitely bugged. Definitely not working as intended. And so I'm going to show you here. I'm going to open up the little pet pane once I figure out where it is, and I'm going to attempt to summon this little fawn. Takes me a little bit to figure out where exactly it is, so I use a little search feature, and there we go, and it shows me some other little fawn. I try summoning it, and I'm like, okay, where you at? So I got off my mount. It's a little finicky right now. I'm looking at it. Oh, look, a Murloc attacks me. So I just happily bash his face in and continued to what I was doing. So I went to get this fawn out. I have this fawn in my little pet thing now, and there we go. Little fawn guy. Look at him. He's a little buddy. Look at the little noises he makes. Nice. So this little guy can be renamed, can be summoned at any time. My little best friend. You always have that special bond to the first thing that you catch. And he's going to be my forever buddy. So there we go. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit here to a higher level place just across the way. It's really not that much higher level, but the little battle pets are a little bit higher level. I'm going to go catch me something a little more potent. Alright, so we're going to go into Duskwood here and find something similar to the little fawn guy that I want to catch. Oh, look. It's a skunk. Let's fight. So it takes me a little while to realize here, but there's a little rat guy, if you see him in the back. He's actually part of the wild fight here, and I didn't realize it, so it's kind of hard, it's easy to miss. And if you look at the top right, it shows there's the skunk, and then there's the little mouse guy. And then on the top left, you have my 3 guys. So you can have up to 3 wild pets in one battle. Now, the interesting part about this is you can only catch 1. You can only use your thing. It's funny. You can only use it once in a battle. And here I just found out, oh look, I can dance while I'm doing this, which was great. I hope they keep this in the game because it's a little fun. So it's like, oh cool, I'm gonna be dancing every single time I go into a battle here. And there we go. We're going to destroy this guy here. And he's using like this flurry of mice to attack me. Doesn't hit that hard, really. Thanks, because like I'm almost gone here. And I tried to use, I'm like, why isn't this lighting up? He's under 35%. And then I click it and it's like, oh, you can only use it once. Or I was like, okay, but the other guy's not gone. Did I catch him? And there we go. It says you caught skunk. How cute. I caught a skunk. I'm still dancing. So we go into our little pet thing here and type in skunk. And I'm going to summon this little guy. Now, listen to this. I've never had a skunk as a pet before. And I name him Pepe. Pepe. Le Pepe. And there's his name. He makes little fart sounds. I thought it was hilarious. Like, oh, this guy's cool. He's gonna be like my second little buddy. I'm gonna have way too many buddies by the time I'm done with this. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, cool. What other stuff is here? Let's just catch all of the things. So these are some of the higher level skills that you get. It shows you some skills and what level you get them at. So I see a little dude over here. It's a little tiny spider guy. I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Catch a little tiny midget spider. So I go click him. Here in a second, I think. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, I remember that. I needed to repair. So check this out. I'm not going to cut this for specific reasons here, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I'm going to end up going back to the I was playing with my weapons. I was going back to the stable master to heal my battle pets. Now, my first impressions on this is it's very fun. It's nice. It's a nice little addition, and Blizzard needed to add some things to make the game still fun, and just other things we can do besides raiding, doing the same dungeons and the same old PvP over and over. So, you know, it won't last long, of course, because you'll get through it and then be like, okay, well, it's not fun anymore. Well, that happens with everything. So just try and take it slow and enjoy it, because you're not going to enjoy it for very much longer once you complete it. And I'm sure there'll always be rare pets to find and get. I think that's one of the gimmicks here, is there's going to be a lot of, you know, rare pets to find. Like, oh, wow, this dude only spawns blah, blah, blah time. And so, okay, watch this. My guys were 100%. And there we go. I was like, okay. What do I do here? My guys are dead. His guy's dead. What just happened here? I can turn. I'm like, okay, look what is going on here. And I was like, am I stuck? What's going on? So apparently these little spider guys are bugged to the point where they kill everything, regardless, and they kill themselves, and they're just a big walking pile of death and destruction. So I got my skills. How do I get out of this thing? Oh, I was like, oh, the flag works. And my guys are dead on the ground. They disappear though. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, they're still all dead. Well, lucky me. I get to go back and repair them. But this is only a bug. It's not supposed to happen, of course. I was looking for anything that might have given me a little inkling of idea of what had just happened. So I end up going back and healing my guys, and then I come back and try it again, and it still does the same thing. So we're going to fast forward past that and get into some of the other battles that you may be wanting to see, such as player battles. So let's take a look. So I wanted to show you this before we get into player versus player pet battles. I went and caught me a little prairie dog, and I thought this was kind of funny, so I put this in the video. Look at me. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna catch you, honey. You can't resist. Fairly easy to catch, not much trouble, especially since my guy's like level 7. And yeah, let's catch you, guy. I caught me a prairie dog that quickly. There we go. I started getting the hang of it. Everything seemed to be moving and flowing a lot easier, and I just go looking around for pets here from here on out and don't really find anything too significant. So the next part here is going to be player versus player pet battles. Alright, so I actually queued for pet battles in Westfall, and it took me here to the front of Stormwind Gates. I'm guessing that's where the pet battles are going to take place, but it kicked me off the server, disconnected me, and I had to relog. And when I came back here and I logged back in, this is where I was, and some guy wanted to duel me. And look at that, pet battle duel right there, right in the options. I was like, oh, I want to duel you a pet battle. I don't want to really duel you. I don't have any PvP gear on, you goof. It's like, no, I'm gonna take this guy. He's gonna eat my whirlwinds. Anyways, I tried to pet battle this person, and then this guy, Dink, comes up and duels me. I don't know if it was the duel, like he initiated the duel, and it just kicked me from the pet battle, or if one-on-one like pet battle duels are not working yet. So I'm not really sure. I haven't had a time to test it. Maybe I'll make a video of just me and somebody trying this out together. So I tried again, and either they don't accept or something like that. I am, however, if you look at the top right where my minimap is, where the little dungeon eye is instead of dungeon or raid, it is a little pet thing. So I do it, it comes up, and it puts me in a match. Look at that, it's a farmer guy. That's actually not a farmer, that is another player who doesn't show me any of their information, doesn't do anything. It just shows me their little pets and what pets they have. I think it's a nice little feature. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't. Look at all the people in the background. I really don't care who I'm fighting. I mean, if I'm going up to them physically, I'm gonna know who I'm fighting. I don't know if it changes if you straight up click on the person, then you know that I have to test still. But the random queue thing for the pet battle system pairs you up with somebody, and I get my face rolled here. I just want you to know I get destroyed because all of his dudes are at least level 8. One's level 11. He's been doing this for a little while, and I've just been doing this for less than an hour. And at this point, I'm extremely tired and don't want to train anymore. And plus, I wanted to get a good video out for you guys to show you the new changes and the pet battle system. I like how I can still watch those people in the background dueling. He pretty much won. He takes my whole team out with 1. I mean, my guys are level 1 or level 2, or you know, they're not really strong. Just that 1, you know, that whole philosophy of don't train all of your guys. Only train one. Steamroll everything. It doesn't work like that. Not here. And, I mean, honestly, I guess it's supposed to find somebody that's around your level, but I think a level 11 to a level 7 just isn't. I mean, it probably queues up with, I don't know what the algorithm that it uses to queue people up. But I'm gonna start dancing. I don't know if they can see me dance, because that would be great, but I don't think they can. And this guy's just level 1, nothing special. He takes me out in like 2 hits or something. But it's nice, you know, you don't have to worry about who you're fighting or when they're gonna trash talk you. I don't know if it's just server. I don't know if it's cross server. I don't know what the actual thing is, but see, he's not there anymore. So whoever I fought wasn't anyone that I know. It could be tons of different people, who knows. And I'm okay with that, no big deal. So that is player versus player pet battles in a nutshell. Fairly straightforward. Each pet has their own weakness, each pet has their own strength. And that is about all the video I got for pet versus pet. Now, in the distance here, I noticed the giant airship there, and it actually bugged me out. Like, I went onto it, like I went over to it, and it said I was in the Jade Forest, which I definitely was not in the Jade Forest, but it ended up taking me there. And I went to Pandaria and looked for battle pets, and it doesn't seem to be any. I'll do some more looking later, but there doesn't seem to be any there, so they'll probably add them later when people get around to that level, but currently it's not in there. It's like, oh, what's going on here? Nope. Okay. So that is it for the pet battle system, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like an more in-depth look or have any questions, feel free to comment below, like, subscribe, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Thanks again for watching. Until the next video, guys.